When I took my first LSAT practice test, I felt like I'd bombed it. I was super discouraged. I was aiming to get a top score, 175 plus. I ended up scoring a 152 on my first cold diagnostic, and my subsequent practice tests weren't that much better. If you're starting low, if you feel like you're not where you want to be, don't be discouraged. Cold diagnostics tell you absolutely nothing except for the fact that you haven't yet learned the material, but you will. If you're scoring below 160, you might want to use some analytics to identify your weaknesses, figure out the specific areas that you're struggling the most, where you need to work, like maybe certain specific LSAT question types or sections. If you're terrible at logic games, don't worry. Of course, LSAT is removing the logic game section after the June LSAT and replacing it with a second scored logical reasoning section. If you are scoring below 150, you probably need work in all areas. Sorry to say it, but the good news is that if you're taking the LSAT in August or beyond, you have several months to improve your LSAT scores significantly. But first, figure out where you stand. If you hate logical reasoning but love logic games and have been at this for a while, you might want to knock out the LSAT in June. Otherwise, of course, we're narrowing focus to August and beyond, focusing just on logical reasoning and reading comprehension. So step one, in case I didn't make it clear, identify your weaknesses, figure out the specific sections you're better on and worse on so that you can, number two, craft your structured study plan accordingly. At LSAT Unplugged, we help our students create personalized day-by-day study plans using my LASER approach to LSAT prep. LASER is an acronym standing for Learning, Accuracy, Sections, Exams, and Review. Bottom line, we help you build your foundation first. Then we move on to accuracy, drilling questions by type. Then we work on pacing with individual timed sections. We bring it all together with full-length timed practice tests for exams to build your endurance. And finally, we make sure that you are properly reviewing all of your mistakes. Step three is to master the fundamentals, building that foundation first. This means you want to make sure that you have a solid grasp of the basic concepts, whether it's in logical reasoning or reading comp, or games if you're taking the LSAT in June. We want to make sure that you understand the proper perspective from which to view each section and each question type. The fourth way here that we want to make sure that we cover is practicing sections to work on your pacing. We want to make sure that your timing is down, because if you can get them all right, but it takes you 10 times as long as you have on test day, it doesn't matter a whole lot. We want to make sure that you can solve the questions within the constraint of what you're going to actually experience on test day, whether it's the standard timing with 35 minutes or time and a half for accommodations giving you 53 minutes, or double time where you're getting 70 minutes or possibly even more than that. Of course, we want to make sure that number five, you are gradually incorporating timed practice exams into your prep, doing full-length timed practice tests. Ideally, you want to make sure that you at least 10 full-length practice tests before the big day. And of course, number six, you're using real, actual, official LSAT prep tests. You can get them in books of 10 on Amazon for about 20 bucks each, but even better is using LSAC's Law Hub Advantage subscription, because of course the LSAT is online for almost everybody, and you want to make sure that you're practicing just like you're going to take it on the day itself. Number seven, don't go it alone. LSAT prep can be discouraging and isolating, especially if you don't have friends or family who've been through this process and are not currently studying for it. I recommend at least getting together with a study buddy or a coach or a tutor. Consider working with someone or enrolling in a LSAT prep course to make sure that you're getting personalized feedback and strategies for your improvement going forward. Of course, at LSAT Unplugged, this is something we offer. We give you access to live small group coaching sessions 4 nights a week, Monday through Thursday. They're all recorded in case you can't make any, of course. And we also host study groups before and after class to give you a more informal and collaborative setting. We also provide one-on-one LSAT coaching services as well, either with me personally or with my team of coaches who've all scored a 170 plus on their official LSATs, and they're proficient in my methods like the Socratic Review Method framework. You can check out the links below the video to book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out. Now, I emphasized a lot here, of course, doing LSAT questions under timed, realistic conditions, but first and foremost, before that, number 8, you want to focus on accuracy before speed. The 3 phases of LSAT prep, to kind of summarize things, are accuracy, then pacing, then endurance. So if your accuracy on a section is below 50%, we don't yet want to move on to timed work. We want to make sure that we build that foundation first, doing questions untimed by type to better understand the proper approach for each LSAT question type, then gradually work on increasing your speed while maintaining your accuracy simultaneously. Number 9, it's not just about the LSAT question type, it's also about the method of reasoning in the stimulus. So as part of that LSAT Socratic review method framework I mentioned earlier, we want to make sure that we're analyzing and properly understanding not just the question type, but also the method of reasoning in the stimulus or the passage if we're talking about LSAT reading comp. Finally, number 10, we want to help you stay motivated and manage your stress, maintain a positive attitude, set goals that are achievable, mini goals, not just I want to get a 180 on the LSAT, but I want to get to a certain level of accuracy on each LSAT section and a certain accuracy percentage on each LSAT question type. Anyway, folks, that's all for now. In the meantime, I wish you all the best and take care.